Good afternoon to all distinguished pulpit guests and congregants gathered here. I am Somalia Gilliard, a 12th grade scholar and the proud student body president of the Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy. Today, I am honored and humbled to pay tribute to Mrs. Coretta Scott King, an advocate and change agent. I am here to invite and challenge you to take part in transforming unjust systems through a beloved community mindset. Mrs. King demonstrated and transformed our community through her philanthropic efforts as an educator, civil rights leader, humanitarian, and servant of the Lord. In an effort to personalize today's theme, I challenge our beloved community to examine the mass media's negative portrayal of women of color by their use of derogatory terms such as nasty, mean, bossy, and hypersexualized. In contrast, Mrs. King once eloquently said, "Women, if the soul of the nation is to be saved, I believe that you must become its soul." Mrs. King believed in the powerful potential of women of color to enact change through our beauty, our creativity, our resourcefulness, our value, and our leadership. So, allow me to reintroduce myself. Somalia, a young woman of color, a leader. In keeping with today's theme, believing change starts with me, I have defined my name in terms of change I seek to create. Somalia, scholarly, open-minded, motivated, adaptable, loyal, introspective, and an advocate for change. Say my name. Mrs. King believed that the greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. It is through this compassion and the greatness of our names that we will become the leaders of the future. Mrs. King's words call to mind a mantra of a former mentor, Jamida Orange. Jamida Orange was a prestigious member of SCLC Women Incorporated who committed her life to keeping the legacy and dream of Mrs. King alive. Ms. Jamida made it her mission to inspire others to action by reciting the words of her father. She kept the legacy of Mrs. King alive through the embodiment of a beloved community mindset by organizing the MLK March. Similar to Mrs. King, Ms. Jamida also inspired me and others to have a beloved community mindset to transform unjust systems, such as police brutality, voter suppression, and mental health disparities. She motivated me to take up the mantle of, "Hey leader," a term rooted in action against these unjust systems. I pledge to dismantle these unjust systems by committing to attack problems, not people, to speak truth to power, and to do right even when it's difficult. I miss her dearly and close my speech with a call to action because she personified Mrs. King's proclamation that it doesn't matter how strong your opinions are, if you don't use your power for positive change, you are indeed part of the problem. So, in using this call and response convention for this call to action, when I say, "Hey leader," I want you to respond by saying, "Hey leader, let's practice." Hey leader. Hey leader. Hey leader. Hey leader. Push yourself to be a leader and obtain the knowledge and skills necessary to care about the next generation of women of color, because I represent the next generation of leaders. Become a leader. Pour into others that which has been poured into you. Be the change because our beloved community is counting on you. Hey leader. Hey leader. Hey leader. Hey leader. Now, more than ever, I challenge all of us to move forward within the footsteps of Mrs. Coretta Scott King with a beloved community mindset to transform unjust systems. Hey leader. Hey leader. Remember, it starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with us, the beloved community. Hey, leader. Hey, leader. Thank you.